Hi there, guys. So I'm back with another vlog here today, and I've got Zain right here.
Yeah, hello everyone. You've already met me.
Here. So we want to talk about today is basically languages and how they're so different across the world, and also people understanding it and how it sounds to other people that might not speak the language that you speak.
Yeah,
So first of all, we speak English here in the United Kingdom.
thankfully.
Thankfully, that is. And, you know, to outsiders, when I was young anyways, it used to sound like a mainstream language that people could just learn so quickly. I used to try to imitate it, you know, when I used to live in Sweden. And to the foreign ears, I'm sure it sounds very similar to German. Do you think that's the case?
No, not really. German, you can tell with like the accent, and they pronounce their V's as F's, and their W's as like V's, and yeah, they can't pronounce the TH sound as well. That's another thing.
But the grammar style is a bit similar, like the words.
I wouldn't say the grammar style similar. No.
Oh, there's another language that's very close to English then. I'm sure, like German for me anyways, it sounds not really close to English, but I mean as in the way it might be put the sentence or something. But do you know any other language?
Dutch, Frisian. That's
Dutch,
it.
Frisian.
Yeah, that's probably about it. And then the Nordic languages like Swedish, I think is probably closer to English than German, if I'm honest.
Okay. So me, I wouldn't know too much about languages. I mean, I can speak English, I can speak Somali, I can understand Swedish. I used to be able to speak it. And, you know, Zain here, I'm sure he's more bilingual than me. How many languages can you speak?
Don't even ask me that question. I've lost count.
But, you know, it's one thing to learn so many languages out of your own will. And it's another thing to live in different countries and just absorb those languages as well.
Yeah, that's true.
It takes a certain level of, you know, curiosity and wanting to connect with other languages and cultures for you to go out your way to learn a different language. And when it comes to the actual origins of language itself, so English, the origins is Latin, right? And
No, not really. It comes from Proto-Germanic, and it's mixed in with Norman French.
normal French.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So they come from somewhere, and to be able to source out a language from your own resources and start your own language, that's another thing. Have you looked into that? Starting your own language?
Yeah, of course, I have my own language.
Okay. How long did it take you to come around with a few words and then sentences?
A few words, like a day. You can think of a few words in a day, but to have like a whole grammar system and truly develop a language, it takes a year. I mean, it's different for me than it is like if you're writing like a book and you're like, what's his name again? George R.R. Martin from Game of Thrones. Like if you're making like Dothraki or like High Valyrian or some shit, like you've got to think about how grammar fits into that.
Definitely, yeah. So it does take a bit of, you know, understanding, and it takes a bit of, yeah, sorry there guys. So as you were saying, of course, it takes a lot to resource a language and start up your own. So if you just give the viewers here a little taste of your language, how do you say good morning and how are you?
Good morning. Well, it depends, because as the language being developed, like I'm the only one that speaks it, but since I'm the only one that speaks it, I can develop it faster. So it was good morning and how are you? Was it you wanted to?
Yeah.
It's a hard one, you know. Good morning, I'd say is Hetmal.
Hetmal.
Yeah. How are you? It's not really said in my language, that's the thing.
Right. I'm sure you'll develop it within time.
Well, it's not that we don't develop it, it's kind of like Chinese. In Chinese, they don't really have a word for how are you. They do, but it's not used. So how are you in my language would be like, moja nasik.
Moja nasik.
Yeah, but no one really would say that. It's not really how I would say. It doesn't feel like a local person would say.
Okay, so one day when
I'm saying that like I have my own country, bro.
When I read your sort of dictionary one day, I'll be able to converse with in your language. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, hopefully.
But yeah, it's so broad. Like there's so many languages in the world, And when it comes to different regions like Africa, Asia, Europe, they all have their similarities within each continent. But then they all have a sort of a common sound to it. Is that just me or you as well?
No, I can distinguish the languages based on sound. So like, if someone's like speaking like Arabic, like, I can distinguish that from Persian or Kurdish.
Okay, how can you tell? Is it the sounds that they make?
Yeah, it's the sounds like Arabic doesn't have a ch sound. Yeah.
Okay. But for me, anyways, when I hear, for example, the African language, like different languages there, they sort of have a, if I can say, like syllabus that comes out from the mouth from different, of course, countries that are common within Africa. And same within Asia. And when you look at Europe as well, like the Dutch language, it's got more of the throat sort of sounds. And that's the same with another country somewhere in Europe, I forgot, so it could be somewhere in maybe Eastern Europe or something. And then of course we've got the Soviet side of things where it's a bit more similar. So they're a bit clustered to my ears anyways.
Yeah, I think you should look into the Proto-Indo-European thing. That's the first thing like anyone that wants to get into linguistics will do. They'll literally, it's the first thing. Like if you take like a starter linguistics course, they'll teach you about Proto-Indo-European. I think you should get into.
Definitely, I'll look into it. Why not? Yeah. I mean, if I can learn it and then later on go out and converse with people and maybe do exposure.
It's not a language. It's like it's a language family. So it's the ancestor of nearly all European languages except from like Basque and probably Finnish, Hungarian and Estonian. And yeah, it's got many Indian languages in there, and I'm pretty sure Persian is one of them as well. So spoken in Iran. Yeah, all these languages are related by a common ancestor, and that's called Proto-Indo-European.
Proto-Indo-European.
Yeah, you should look into it.
Interesting. So another sort of a controversial question here is, so earlier we were just having a discussion, about languages and people from all over the world, coming here to the UK and having different sort of labelings in the directions, so billboards, entrances, different places where you've got different languages instead of English on here. So that is very common here in the UK, but it's like in the major cities like here in Leicester, Birmingham, London, Manchester, the big cities, you probably wouldn't find too much of that in Exeter, Devon, places like that. So it's, of course, where the people are concentrated. So what's your take on having a different language besides English on for example, a information board? Do you think that's inconvenient?
I think it shouldn't be done. Like, well, you have translation apps anyway, so when you go to another country, you should learn that language. Like, you should just learn a little bit of it. Like, maybe if you're a businessman who doesn't have time, so hire a translator. There's really no excuse not to speak the language that you're in the country of,
100%, I do understand, because you need to be able to adapt, where you're living. You're not living where you were living before, so now you're here with these people, basically, for example, a guest for a time being, and then you've got to get accustomed to it. But do you think that most people that come from overseas, they basically don't want to go out of the way to learn it, or is there a sort of a out of resources sort of thing?
Yeah, I think they're just, well, maybe some of them are out of resources, but I'd say the majority don't want to. Like, the majority are probably just lazy, or they just don't want to assimilate.
Okay, yeah, so that itself, that most likely is a factor. And I think that part could be changed, so to encourage people to go out their way to learn it. So if you just have these boards that are in their language, it'll just get people comfortable, and then later on, downfall in other aspects to helping out the country and building and just being part of it. So I believe that is, of course, a major part of it.
I mean, let's not even get into the political side of that. I believe that if you're in this country, you should have some understanding of English. Like, it's basically impossible to live here if you don't.
Yeah, I mean, if you make your way here,
unless you're in your own community or whatever.
Yeah, you make your way here, you should go out your way to learn it. It's okay for the first few months, you know, as you find your feet. But then there should be that drive for you to want to fit in with the public here.
Well, I don't even know if it's okay for the first few months. I'd say, like, you should, if you're coming to this country, you should have like some pre-known English in store, right?
Yeah, of course, a few
So
words
like,
just to hear
let's
out.
say like I go to Sweden on like holiday or something, like of course I'm gonna learn some like Swedish words. Let's say I go to like Greece or something on holiday, like a lot of people will not learn the language of the country they're going to holiday in. So it's even worse when you're a citizen of that country and you're not speaking the language.
Yeah, but it's different for age demographics. So, for example, kids that come here with their parents and families, they can pick up much faster. But then again, the parents are a bit, you know, the mind isn't as spongy as before.
I mean, that's debated. I mean, there's a lot of like tests going on, but still, I think it's debated where kids can learn faster than adults because they don't have like that attention span.
They don't have the attention span, but they've got the fresh sort of memory.
I
Whereas,
guess so.
yeah, the megabytes or gigabytes in the adult's brain is full.
Mm.
So yeah, there's a few things on, you know, whether the person should do and just go out their way to learn the language, even if it's hard for them, or if they should come with a background of a few words to go around. I think that's the best sort of way to do it. But I mean, people are diverse, everybody's different, and we are a nation here, so I'm speaking a part of the whole UK here. And it'll be more easier for us to live side by side, you know, with neighbours where everybody just speaks English, you know.
That's true.
Yeah. So hopefully in the nearby future, things will pick up and people will be able to converse and learn so they're able to integrate with society.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Assimilate. Not integrate.
Hopefully, yeah. So I think I'll just end the vlog right here. So I'll see you guys on the next part. It's been very nice to have you here, Zian.
No problem. I'm always on.
That's it. So we'll catch you guys on the next one, guys. Take care, guys.
Bye bye.
Peace.